Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone, this is Jyotsna Tiwari and welcome to today's daily current affairs session where we will discuss all type of questions, all type of possible news which will make the question for your upcoming exam. Okay guys, so here we will discuss each and everything in details. Don't waste the time and let's have a look. And here you can see the first news of today's session. But before starting this session, let me change my pen color, then we will discuss each and everything in details. Okay guys. So here you can see the first news of today's session, and the news is that on 29 September, GMAX 20 held a bilateral maritime exercise between Japan and India. Okay, so just give me 1 minute. Okay, so here you can see guys that on 29th September, GMAX 20 is a type of a is a type of the you can see the maritime. Actually, this is the type of the maritime. Okay, exercise between which was held between Japan and India. Okay, Japan and India. Now let's have discuss that which type of let's have discuss some key points regarding this particular news. So here you can see that the fourth edition of the maritime bilateral exercise between India and Japan, GMAX 20, GMAX 20 is to be held from 26 to 28th September 2020. The exercise is conducted bilaterally between the Indian Navy and the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force, means JDDF. This is the abbreviation of JDDF. Okay. Now let's have looked at what is GMAX 20. Okay. Here you can see that the GMAX 20 will be operated in the North Arabian Sea. At the same time, this exercise will demonstrate joint operational skills capability through conducting advanced exercise in the field of maritime operations. Okay. So the exercise will include multilateral tactical exercise such as weapon pairing, cross deck, helicopter operation, and the complex surface. Okay. It also includes anti-submarine and aerial combat exercise that will strengthen coordination between two navies. The objective of this exercise is to increase cooperation and mutual trust between the two navies. Now let's discuss about background. So here you can see that the main objective of this exercise is to focus on maritime security operation. The last edition of GMAX was held in October 2018 in Visakhapatnam, India. Okay. So we have already discussed each and everything in details. Now let's have discussed that which type of question will rise in your exam regarding this news. So here is first question which will definitely rise in your exam, and the question is that on 29th September, GMAX 20 held a bilateral maritime exercise between which two countries? Then your answer will be Japan and India. Okay. Second question will rise on your exam that on 29th September, maritime exercise between Japan and India was held. Was held between Japan and India was held the bilateral maritime exercise. So what is the name of this exercise? Then your answer will be GMAX 20 or JIMEX 20. Okay. Okay, so guys, here you can see that the fourth edition, if we talk about the fourth edition, so the fourth edition of the maritime bilateral exercise between India and Japan, GMAX 20 is to be held from, you will have to learn the guys that the GMAX 20 is to be held from 26 to 28th September 2020. Okay, and the exercise is to conducted bilaterally between the Indian Navy and the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force. So guys, here you will have to learn the what is the abbreviation of JDDF. So you will have to learn that the abbreviation of JDDF is the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force. Okay. Okay, so we have already discussed all possible type of question which will important for your upcoming exam. Okay guys, here you can see that the main objective is to exercise to be focused on maritime security cooperation, and the edition of GMAX was held in October 2018 in Visakhapatnam, India. Okay guys, so I hope you'll understand each and everything in details. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me in the comment box. Here is the next news of today's session, and the news is that veteran singer SP Balasubramaniam passed away recently. Okay, so here you can see that the veteran singer, the name is that singer is SP Balasubramaniam, who passed away recently. Now let's discuss some key points regarding this news. Okay, okay. So here is first question, which will definitely here is some key points regarding this news. Let's have discuss. So here you can see that the famous singer SP Balasubramaniam died on 25th September after a long battle with coronavirus. That means he was fighting with the coronavirus. He died at the age of 74. He was extraordinary artist whose career spanned more than 5 decades. The veteran singer has sung over 40,000 songs in Tamil, Hindu, Telugu, Kannada, and Malayalam, and other 16 languages. Now let's discuss some key points about the SP Balasubramaniam, that who was he. Okay. Let's discuss the SP Balasubramaniam singer was popularly known as SPB. He started his singing in 1966 from the Telugu film Shri Shri Maryada Ramana. Okay. SPB received the Greatest Male Playback Singer Nationwide Movie Award for 6 examples and the Filmfare Award 7 times for its work for multiple industries. SPB maintains a Guinness World Report or World Record for recording the best type of songs by a singer. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 2001 from the authorities of India, and he was awarded to Padma Bhushan in 2011. Okay. So we have discussed each and everything in details. Now let's discuss that which type of question will rise in your exam regarding this particular news. Okay. So here is first question which will definitely rise in your exam, and the question is that veteran singer, who was the veteran singer who passed away recently or who passed away on 25th September, who was the singer? Then your answer will be SP Balasubramaniam. Second question will rise in your exam, that SP Balasubramaniam, who passed away on the 25th September due to the coronavirus or battle with the coronavirus. So who was he? What is the profession of him? Then your answer will be he was the veteran singer. Okay. Here are some key points which you will have to learn, guys. That he okay. So here you can see that the veteran singer has sung over 40,000 songs. This is not important. The important question will rise in your exam, that he sung the song in 16 languages. This is the very important for your upcoming exams, guys. Okay. Also you can see here that what is the age of veteran singer SP Balasubramaniam, who passed away recently? Then your answer will be age was 74. His age was the 74. Also you will have to learn that he started singing from which year? Then your answer will be 1966. He got the Padma Shri award in which year? Then your answer will be in 2001, and the Padma Bhushan award in 2011. Okay. You will have to also learn, guys, these all these important topics, which is definitely make the some questions in your upcoming exam. So here is the next new. I hope you will understand each and everything in details. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me in the comment box. So guys, here is the next news of today's session, and the news is that KVIC appointed fashion icon Sunil Sethi as in new consultant. Okay. So here you can see that we talk about the KVIC. Okay. Who appointed as the fashion icon Sunil Sethi as the new consultant. Now let's discuss some key points regarding this news. So here you can see that the Khadi and Village Industry Commission, this is the abbreviation of KVIC, has appointed Mr. Sunil Sethi as a prominent personality in Indian fashion industry as its advisor. Sethi will advise on the latest design interventions and the promotion of khadi in ready-made garments in India and abroad. He has been appointed for a term of 1 year. Okay. Now let's discuss some key points regarding Sunil Sethi. So here you can see that the Mr. Sethi has a career spanning 4 decades of experience in global merchandising. He has contributed significantly to the development of Indian design, handicraft, and the textile industry through several innovative and the successful initiatives. He is currently serving as the President of Fashion Design Council of India. Sethi is working to take the Indian fashion industry globally. Here you can see that Sethi has played advisory role in various government bodies such as Ministry of Textile, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Culture, National Craft Museum, and the Handicraft Academy and HHEC. She has also served as a member board of the governors of the National Institute of Fashion Technology, that is the abbreviation of NIFT. Okay. So we have already discussed each and everything in details. Now let's discuss that which type of question will rise on our exam regarding this news. So here is first question which will definitely rise on our exam, and the question is that what is the abbreviation of KVIC? This question is very important for your upcoming exam. So the abbreviation of KVIC is the Khadi and Village Industry Commission. Okay, this is the abbreviation of KVIC. Next question will rise on our exam that KVIC appointed fashion who KVIC who's appointed as the whom appointed as the fashion of the KVIC uh, as a new consultant. Then your answer will be Sunil Sethi. Okay. Okay, you will have to also learn the abbreviation of NIFT, and the abbreviation of NIFT is National Institute of Fashion Technology. Okay, he has also served the member of the Board of Governor of the NIFT. Okay, so I hope you'll understand each and everything in details. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me in the comment box. Here is the next news of today's session, guys, and the news is that World Tourism Day was observed on 27th September 2020. Okay, so here you can see that we talk about the World Tourism Day, which was celebrated recently on 27th September 2020. Now let's discuss some key points regarding this news. So here you can see that the World Tourism Day is celebrated every year on 27th September. This year the UNWTO, that means United Nations World Tourism Organization, has designated the year 2020 as the year of tourism and rural development. If we talk about the theme, so tourism and rural development, guys, as I have already told you that the theme is theme is very important for any exam, okay, or for any day. So the theme of the World Tourism Day is tourism and rural development. So here is also the tourism word which is mentioned in the theme. So this is easy to learn for you. Okay. Now let's discuss some key points regarding about World Tourism Day. So here you can see that the color of the World Tourism Day is blue. In 1997, UNWTO decided to appoint it as a host country as its partner to celebrate the day. However, this has been changed this time. For the first time in the history of the World Tourism Day, the day was hosted by the countries of Mercosur bloc. Typically, the day is hosted by a single member state or the United Nations. Now let's discuss what is Mercosur bloc. So here you can see it is an economic and political bloc. This includes Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, and the Uruguay. The associate member of the bloc are Chile, Bolivia, Colombia, Guyana, Ecuador, Peru, and the Suriname. The main objective of the bloc is to promote the fluid movement of goods, currents, and people, and to promote free trade. The official languages to the bloc are Guarani, Portuguese, and the Spanish. Okay. So I hope you'll understand each and everything in details because we have already discussed all type of news. Now let's discuss that which type of question will rise on our exam regarding this news. So here is first question which will definitely rise on our exam, and the question is that World Tourism Day was observed on which date? Then your answer will be 27th September. Second question will rise on your exam that on 27th September which day was celebrated? Day was celebrated? Then your answer will be World Tourism Day. Next question will rise on your exam that what is the theme of the World Tourism Day? Then your answer will be tourism and rural development. The theme of the World Tourism Day 2020 is tourism and rural development. Okay. This was started by UNWTO. What is the abbreviation of UNWTO? Then your answer will be United Nations World Tourism Organization. Okay, so we have, and this was started from 1997. Okay, this day was celebrated, started from celebrate 1997, and the color of the World Tourism Day is blue. That's why here you can see the blue color. Here both this side you can see the blue color. Okay, so we have already discussed about the languages, about the country, which is very important for your upcoming exam. I hope you'll understand each and everything in details, guys. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me in the comment box. Okay. And here is the last news of today's session. And the news is that the International Day for Universal Access for Information is celebrated on 28th September. So here you can see that the International Day of Universal Access, which was celebrated on the 28th September. Now let's discuss some key points regarding this news. So here you can see that every year the United Nations celebrated the International Day of Universal Access to Information on 28th September. This year's day focuses on the right of the information in times of crisis. Now let's discuss about the highlight. So here you can say that the day is celebrated to highlight two benefits of statutory constitutional policies to provide public access to information and the build trust. If we talk about the United Nations program, so here you can see that the UNESCO has launched the information to provide a platform to ensure all partners to participate in international discussion in the field of the information use. Let's discuss about the background. So here you can see that the day was announced by the UNESCO in 2015. It was the called Access to Information Day. Later, many international organizations celebrated this day. The day was celebrated as International Day of Rights from 2002 until UNESCO adopted by its a different name. Okay, so we have already discussed the each and every point in details. Now let's discuss that which type of question will rise in our exam regarding this news. So here is first question which will definitely rise in our exam, and the question is that the International Day for Universal Access for Information is celebrated on which date or which day? Then your answer will be on 28th September. Second question will rise on our exam that on 28th September which day was celebrated or which day was observed? Then your answer will be International Day for Universal Access for Information. Okay. Okay. So, okay. Here you can see that the day was announced by UNESCO. Okay. You will have to learn that the day was announced by UNESCO in 2015. Guys, here I want to share with you something additional. Here you can see two words. First one is statutory and second one is constitutional. Okay. Now I wanna discuss with you that what is the meaning of statutory and what is the meaning of constitutional. Okay. If something which was mentioned in Constitution of India. Now listen to me very carefully. Again, I repeat again. If something word, something thing. Okay, which if something which was mentioned in Constitutional of India, that if some it can be some organization, it can be some words, some languages, or any some days, any other thing. Okay, okay. So if any type of word, thing, organization, or any many other things which was mentioned in constitution, that called the constitutional, and if anything which was made by the act. Okay, so the call so that thing called the statute. Okay, so I hope you'll understand each and everything in details. We have already discussed all type of possible question, all type of newses. Okay, so guys, if you have any doubt, then you can ask me in the comment box. That's all for the today's session. And here you can see the screenshot of the quiz. So yeah, basically I want to say that if you want to give the quizzes on the daily basis, so for that you will have to go to the Google Play Store, download the Entry app now, and don't forget to register your mail ID and your phone number. After that, you can give the quizzes on the daily basis and analyze yourself that where are you standing right now, and according to that you can boost your preparation. Also, you can visit our YouTube channel. For that, you will have to go to the banking 2. You will have to go to the YouTube, type the banking 2.0. After that, you can subscribe the channel and don't forget to tap on the bell icon. Okay, guys. So don't forget to like, comment and share this session as much as you can. You can share this session with your colleague, relative, friends, whomever you are studying right now. Also, you can share this session on your social media platform group like your Facebook group, your WhatsApp group, your Telegram group, wherever you are standing right now, you can share. Okay. So thank you very much for cooperate with me. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.